This is a look at my repeater shack in Cortland, New York, on top of a hill on Cortland County property. This ham radio repeater runs on 145.490 with a negative offset NAPL of 71.9. And here we have a side view of the building, and now we're going up the 20-foot pole that holds the antenna. And on top of the pole you will see a DB Products 4-bay commercial antenna. Let's have a look at that antenna from the other side of the building. That big monstrosity in the background was the 250-foot county radio tower. The inside of the shack, showing the equipment rack. Really the only things visible are the Astron RS-35 power supply and the front of the Master 2 transmitter. This is the front of the rack cabinet. The rest are blanks. Here is the Master 2 opened with the cover off, showing the receiver section and the exciter section down in the front left corner. This is one of the newer Master 2 with the PLL exciter on the transmitter side. It does not have to be tuned. Here's a look at the inside of the cabinet from top to bottom. The back side of the Astron 35 amp power supply. The back side of the Master 2, including the massive heat sinks for the 110 watt PA. And the top side of the Wacom duplexers that work their magic to keep the transmit signal out of the receiver and all that other good stuff that they do. And over here in the corner there's a little fuse block that every separate piece has a fuse on it. And on the other side there's a bank of diodes, there we go, that serves as the separation between the batteries and the power supply. And that bank of resistors right there allows the power supply to charge the batteries, and transfer from the power supply to the batteries when AC power goes out is seamless using this method. There's no relays. They just automatically take over. This repeater is a General Electric Master 2 base with a 110 watt PA on it. The controller card, which is in the picture now, is made by P&N Simon, and this is a direct replacement for the Master 2 controller card designed to convert a Master 2 base to amateur use. It provides the timeout timer, the CWID, and a 10-second voice ID chip that you can record your own message on, plus all the adjustments to get the audio right, etc. You can find these online at www.pnnsimon.com. And here's a close-up of the equipment rack on the Master 2, showing the 10-volt regulated power supply and the P&N Simon card plugged in next to it. The rest of the card slots in the Master 2 base are left blank. You're also looking at the back side of the 110 watt PA. Elsewhere in the shack, my computer. I keep a computer up here to enable me to program the controller card. The controller card is programmed through the serial port. This computer is a Pentium 2 350 megahertz romper stomper left over from ye old days. But since all I need to have is a terminal program, DOS serves very well. And my hard hat. This is required when working up here in the winter because ice falls off the big tower, and that would not be good. This little mess over here in the corner with the Kenwood 2-meter transceiver. That's a TR7950, an old timer for sure. This is an APRS beacon. It's running UIDigi version 1.9. The call sign on it is KB2LUV-1, And this is a wide range digi for APRS users, and it pretty much covers all of Cortland County. It does not have internet linking or any of that stuff. That's all accomplished by KB2FAF, who has a very small internet gate in the next building. Yes, I have a rotary dial telephone, and yes, it works. And yes, this has been hit by lightning once, and it still works. You'll see the scorch marks on the side, and there's more scorch marks inside. A few years ago, we had lightning come in through the telephone line. It wiped out my repeater controller, but it left the telephone intact. I have backup batteries on this machine, 200 amp hour, sealed gel batteries, courtesy of Tennessee Gas Pipeline. It's very kind of them to give those to me, because otherwise there'd be no backup on this machine. A close-up of the power box, which comes to this pole on overhead cabling and then goes into the shack underground. It's 100 amps coming into this box, 60 amps going into the shack. Cooling fan for the hot summer months. This is the side of the repeater shack where it looks like someone kicked out that vent and tried to get in. The rack cabinet does sit right in front of it, so it would take a rather strong person to kick it out or to move the cabinet to get in, but still they could have. See if this camera will get a close-up of the damage here. There used to be a piece of acrylic I could slide over that to close it off for the winter, and that's also not here anymore. Here's the damage to the kicked out grill repaired with a pretty heavy chunk of material, and a nice frame inside bolted into the studs of the shack. This building is quite sturdy, with that being the one and only weak point. I think we won't have any trouble with breaker inners again. One of the other reasons I came up here today was to replace my backup batteries. Never had a battery blow up before, but boy, this one sure did. There's a close-up of the damage. If you've never seen the inside of a gel cell, that's what they look like. And the power supply that I think is acting up.